Cozzy, yeah, he's been in training for over a week and a half now, so another full training session today, and I'm sure we'd love to throw him straight in, but it's the balance between the number of full training sessions coming back from some surgery as to whether we throw him in this week or in the next week. So, well, Ben's our number one ruckman. Michael Gardner's obviously in the wings there, but you know, Benny's in his third, fourth year of playing ruck, and usually those guys take a little bit of time. But he's got a great motor. He's very competitive, and certainly one key ruckman, certainly a priority for us. So he's tracking really well, and we were happy with how he played on the weekend. I mean, we were trying to score. We had 52 forward, 50 entries. 30 of those were turned over, so you know, our efficiency going forward was pretty ordinary, but we hadn't trained all pre-season to kick 6 goals, so that's certainly an area that we can certainly improve on. Well, you certainly don't want to be crashing your key forwards and putting the ball on top of their head all the time, but certainly that was part of the reason why we were looking to play Sam Gilbert forward a little bit based on last year. You know, certainly having Cozzy back's going to make a difference to that, but you know, there's ways around it, and certainly if you've only got one key forward, you don't want to be sitting the ball on top of his head all day. No, he's played the last 2 games at Sandringham, so played a half last week, a full game on the weekend. Certainly got a lot of talent for a young kid, so he's not far off. Like most young kids coming in, they probably need to just build that fitness base and get some regular games, but we certainly expect to see him play this year. He's a chance, yeah, no, certainly an opportunity. I don't think after round 1 we're going to be making wholesale changes. You know, that we're not hitting the panic button just yet after losing by 1 point to a very strong team. So he's going to add to our depth, and we'd certainly think that we'll see him during the year. Well, it worked for us okay because we brought Brett Peake in and he had 11 possessions in about 33 minutes of footy, but it is going to be a gamble if you make the substitution without a game-ending injury, because if you get a couple after that, then you're certainly going to be compromised. From a tactical perspective, I think we've still got to look at it as being it's 3 on the interchange, it's not 4. You know, we're picking 21 players, not 24, so the interchange really just becomes a as-need, you know, depending on how the game's going. Well, based on last week, we need to plan for him. I think he's, kicked some good goals against us last year as well. But fortunately, we've got some tall backs that can all go to him. James Gwilt, Jason Blake, Fisher, and even Zach, who didn't play on him last year. So, we might need to play all 4 on him based on last Thursday night. But he's certainly one that we have to factor in. But, we're not going to fall for the old, it's all about Jack. So, we still need to defend their other small forwards. Well, it's first I've heard of it, so it probably doesn't mean much to them either. But based on last week, I think Matthew Richardson was probably their best player for 12 years. But what you see with Richmond now is that they've got a good spread of contributors. Whether it's Newman, whether it's Rewalt, whether it's Conker who comes in for his first game. So they're starting to spread the load a bit. And obviously Damien Hardwick needs to give them experience and game time. So we can't just focus on one player being Jack Rewalt. There's a number of players that are giving them good value throughout the game.